1 2 1 2. Okay. Okay, hello, welcome to the stream. Oops. Just sort myself out a little. Changed position this week. I'm off the comfy chair. I'm back on the office chair, so see how this works. It's really hot. It's really hot in here. So hi, hello, welcome to the weekly broadcast on non-duality. I was thinking about using Zoom, the Zoom software to hold these talks from now on, but I wasn't sure whether to do it just yet. So I'm sticking with YouTube for now, and then maybe in a few weeks I might switch to Zoom if people are okay with that or wanting that. In fact, let me know in the box below whether you want to switch to Zoom as the software that I use. I think with Zoom, I'm drawn to it because I can see people who are, listening to the talk, and we can have a small little group of people who we can see each other on the screen, and it's more intimate and more, more involved. So I don't mind paying for that and getting that software if there's a want for that. It would help me as well because it can feel a bit, I'm just talking to a screen here and I don't see anybody, so it's kind of weird. So it'll be nice to have that interaction. But I thought maybe for now I could get people to call in instead. So either people call in rather than just write questions to give me that sense of interaction, or maybe we use Zoom and therefore the cameras are on and we can see each other. And with Zoom as well, there's an option to record it or not record it. So I'm open to either way as well. So let me know what you prefer, either sticking with YouTube as it is, or Zoom with recording, or Zoom with no recording. So there's options available. Yeah, but for now we use YouTube, and if somebody wants to call in, that'd be great. Take my socks off. It's really warm here. Yeah, so we shall see. What to say? I have this thing in my eye. Keep checking for if it comes out. So I've called this talk "Everything is the Teacher." Yeah, this week I've been just thinking more about like the role of teacher and what it is to be a teacher, and the whole teacher student dynamic, and what's involved in that role of teacher. I'm not really a teacher. I can say that I'm not a teacher, but actually, you could still be construed as a teacher by doing a talk. You're construed in some way to be teaching something, whether you are or not. You're still classed as a teacher. So I just kind of was unaware of the responsibility of that and the seriousness of that until this week, really. And so got me thinking about, how much involvement I want in that, how responsible, how I want to be as a speaker. Like, do I want to just like not give a shit and just do what I want, or do I want to be responsible and be more responsible, I guess is the word. Got me thinking to the effect of hearing this kind of message on people and how it can be construed by the mind, and it can lead to serious depression and suicide for some people. And it's quite a serious thing, to be and I've reached no conclusion about it all. It was just thinking around it this week about it. It's kind of weird because in one way you are responsible. You are responsible for what you say on the internet. You are responsible for your actions with people you're working with. So in one way you have to be responsible and accountable as well, to what you say and what you do. So I can see that part of it. But on the other hand, I also see like I also see the beauty of this teaching and the thank you, Laughton. Hence the title of this talk. Actually, everything is the teacher. To put this onto a teacher as if it's their responsibility is kind of like it's not fair either. It's not it's not fair either. Like, everything is the teacher. Life is the teacher. And to believe that the student is innocent and the victim, and the teacher is all knowing and responsible, is kind of based on ignorance and based on childishness. So there's lots of issues around that, the whole teacher student thing. Ultimately, who is the student and who is the teacher? Which brings us to non-duality, this subject. This camera is not straight. I can see the ceiling is wonky, but I can't quite straighten it. It's just the way it's going to be, I think. Yeah, I've made it worse, I think. Oh well. So this message is really rather simple and very radical in its simplicity. And also radical in its implications. So growing up as a human, we have the experience, we begin to have the experience that we are limited. We don't think that as a logical thought, but we begin to have the sense of we are bound by this body, that we stop at the edge of this body, we're contained somewhere in this body. So therefore we are limited. It's like we shrink, and we from there being no limitation, no border, no sense of an edge or identity or location, we seem to shrink into this sense of limitation, this sense of boundedness, that we are someone having an experience and we are looking out at this separate reality, and everything that is perceived is separate. So we are located here and everything else is out there, separate, apart from what we are. And this causes what you could call human unhappiness or human suffering, and therefore seeking to rectify that feeling of something's not right or incompleteness. This seeking to actually expand back into everything, this seeking to feel whole. And what non-duality is describing or pointing to is that this isn't a divided, limited experience. That idea, mental, but also that felt idea, that you are a limitation, that you are somebody contained, living bound in a story identity, that isn't the true reality, that is an illusion, that is a false idea appearing. And in that description or pointing of that out, there can be a let's say a relaxing back into what truly is, or there can be a collapsing of that idea or collapsing of that experience of being limited. of this being a separate reality. Now, the teachings seem to appear in response to that idea of separation. There's an idea, a sense of separation that feels real, and it feels as if it's true. And so out of that comes other ideas based on that initial idea. And so the teachings come to address these ideas, address these false ideas that are being held onto by this initial idea of you. So in one way, there is no teaching, there are no there is no teaching, there is no advice, there are no steps, there is no process, there is no journey to this. But there, in another way, there seems to be a teaching, there seems to be responses to that illusion, to that human expression, that natural human expression that has somehow got bounded up with an identity of someone, when in reality the human expression is the human expression, and it's free. It appears the same way anything else appears. It appears and it's free, and it belongs to no one. The character, the conditioning, it belongs to no one, and yet it can be held onto as part of who I am, identified with as me. So this message is ultimately pointing to total freedom, total freedom. That's what this is, total freedom. And so these talks seem to be about exposing that which feels not to be free. This illusion saying, I'm not free. I am somebody. I am limited. I am a form. Itchy bottom. Sorry. So if anybody would like to call in on Skype, then you can. I am online now. Laughton like the idea of Zoom. Very good. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what other people say. Please comment about the Zoom idea in the comments, and we'll see what the majority is saying about it. I'll post it on Facebook too and see if. Oh, hang on, let me just. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, yeah, you have to. Yeah, you have to mute the volume on YouTube.
Yeah, you have to mute the volume on YouTube. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Done that. Hello.
Hi. Woohoo! Caller.
It's crazy. Yeah. I thought I'd call in because you said like no one's calling or talking. It must be a bit free, really. Yeah. What do I look at here? Where am I looking?
Look at Skype, I think. I have two cameras, I don't know. I think it's Skype. Look at Skype. I've lost your volume now. You've gone quieter.
Have you?
I can hear you. That's better. That's better. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's really good what you're saying. Can you okay?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Maybe have just audio and no camera because it's kind of stopping and starting. If you try that. Yeah, no camera, it might be better.
Okay. Fine.
I'll turn mine off as well. But it's nice to see you as well, your face, before we turn the cameras off. Can you hear me? Hello? Maybe he's turned the whole thing off. Oh, the microphone's off. Your microphone's off. And your camera.
Back again?
Yeah, okay, you're back.
Okay, just about managed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. So it's crazy. Yeah, I think Zoom is a good idea.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I can hear. I can hear an echo again. Can you make sure you've muted YouTube?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I can hear. I can hear an echo again. Can you make sure you mute it on YouTube?
Can you hear me now? Is that best?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just speak to you and actually just ignore the screen.
Yeah.
Because it's just getting so crazy complicated.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
I think Zoom would probably work better anyway. But yeah, the message I think is good. First of all, you're saying about being a teacher. I think you could get all sorts of weird reactions, but I'd just plow through that.
Yeah.
But what you're saying about being a separate person, I mean, I've worked with Muji a lot, and I think I met you at Rebekah, Lisa Cairns talk very briefly.
Right.
Down in Notting Hill one time.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel separate. Like what you were saying, I feel like this individual person that's on a spiritual journey, and you know, I can see what you're saying. You're not separate, and you say it in a very beautiful way that I feel a resonance with. And I just try to, I don't know, just resonate in sort of presence or something. I guess just presence, just that thing of truth.
Yeah.
With some sort of idea that I'll break through at some point and sort of see the truth. I don't know if you can say something helpful about that.
Yeah.
But that's sort of where I'm at. I mean, I've done lots and lots of practices, and you know, like I say, listen to Muji a lot, and listen to you, and listen to a bit of Lisa Cairns. And I think it's very, very beautiful. I mean, I'm just where I'm at with it. You know, I'm very happy. Sometimes I get quite neurotic and unhappy, you know, and this coronavirus sort of been making me feel a bit tense and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I just go into presence. I guess that's the main thing. Somehow, something that I feel is very true within myself.
Yeah. I don't feel a question in that. Like you sound as if you're
Yeah, in a way, there isn't a question. In a way, but it's not like I'm sort of just trying to confidently say I know where I'm at. It's more, I felt I'd like to talk and I'd like to say something to you rather than just, you know, nobody ring up, you know. And I do like to sort of connect. But I don't even know what I'd say as a question. I mean, what I do is I sort of think putting myself out and saying where I'm at, and hopefully, you know, maybe possibly somebody would come back and say something that they saw as something that might be helpful just by looking at what I'd said.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. No, I just thought I'd touch base with you really and say that.
Yeah.
Really.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's lovely that you can hear different speakers and you can resonate with however they speak, but you can resonate beyond the differences in their language. You mentioned seeing Muji and Lisa and me and feeling a resonance.
Yeah. Sometimes I sort of feel guilty about mentioning a different teacher to people as though it's some sort of competition or something. But you know, I don't think that at all. Really, I mean, it's just the truth that resides within all of us. So, I like the way you express it, and I've heard people say it's like trying to convey a certain energy. And I think in a way, I do get a sort of feeling of this depth with you, that there's some. I think it's just residing in a sort of space of a space, I guess, of just like a wholesome space.
Yeah. Have you been listening to speakers for a long time, or?
Well, I'm 47 now, and I went to Tibetan monastery at Samye Ling when I was 21. I just sort of messed up my university.
Is that in Scotland?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
Have you?
Yeah.
Are you like from Manchester or Birmingham or somewhere?
No, Nottingham. So it was a
No.
few hours drive, but yeah, I've been there a couple of times. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on. You were saying about going to Samye Ling.
So I was a monk there for 7 years, and then then I came down to London, and I got a job with the council.
Yeah.
And I just really got to a low ebb about 2 years ago, and I just thought, I've messed this up. It's just not going anywhere. You know, I got all the, all the intellectual data sort of thing.
Yeah.
But then I saw Mooji on YouTube, and he really resonated. His message really resonated as something wholesome that would actually draw me.
Yeah.
Rather than the stuff I'd been doing before, I felt was quite robotic. Although I could see the intellectually, I could see what it meant, but nobody really explained something that was really from the heart.
Yeah.
So now this whole non-duality thing has flourished for me, like pretty much over the last 2 years.
Okay.
I didn't even know it was non-duality, and consequently I got onto websites, and I saw Tony Parsons' website. I've been seeing him a couple of times. I saw a guy in Vienna. It's very nice.
Okay.
He has a much more sort of totalitarian way of saying you are not a person, you do not exist, which I totally agree with, but that doesn't draw me so much.
Okay. Yeah.
So different people have different styles. But I do feel as though something for me is melting or unraveling, or somehow I feel as though something's happening which is positive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Pardon?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. Yeah, I guess it's beautiful. I was walking around Hyde Park today, and yeah, it's beautiful. It's sort of beyond stress. All this coronavirus stress at the moment. It's something that's almost beyond stress, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it might seem a weird thing to say, but even the stress of the coronavirus sort of seems beautiful in it.
Yeah, it doesn't take anything away from what you are. Like, it's not touching you. Like, nothing can touch you, whether you lose your job, your home, your family, anything. It doesn't matter to what you truly are. Which is quite a big statement, because we're so identified with, like, our identity, this human, this appearance of a human life with our objects, our things that we seem to have.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm just, totally preoccupied, at this moment as well, how this is going to play out in my life.
Yeah.
Things take longer to happen than this and that and the other. But then I realise that's just the mind. That is just the mind going into that. That's just a whole thought. Thought array of thoughts.
Yeah. And the mind is the mind. It is going to, obviously, there's thinking that happens, there's planning, there's thinking about what could happen. But like it's, your freedom isn't dependent upon thinking on what could happen or not happen.
Yeah.
Like it loses its importance. It has a place, thinking, but it's not the be all and end all. It's such a crazy thing because we're so used to living through that identity, living through the mind. So this shift back to what you are, which we call it a shift, but it's always that. But the end of identifying with solely with that thinking mind, that identity, is quite a radical change.
Completely. I mean, I just see myself as my thoughts practically. I just see myself as being in my brain.
Yeah.
And practically that's just all I am.
Yeah.
But then I suppose when I stand back, I see thoughts coming and going.
Yeah, and that resonance with this message isn't a thought, it isn't in thought. There's resonance beyond that, beyond the intellect. This resonance, you can call it being or isness or emptiness. Then the mind says, well, how do I live from that? But again, that's the mind. It's already living. You could say the mind living from that. It already is the way it is. And this idea of how do I live it from that is an appearance in that. It doesn't have that authority, doesn't have that reality to it. But there'll be a flipping from that identity of mind to this emptiness again, and back and forth and back and forth. Because the mind has so many fears, so many beliefs it has about everything, and so it will keep producing ideas, old beliefs, as if they are true. And it all has to be seen through, that these are appearing in you. These thoughts, ideas are appearing in you, in what you truly are. They aren't true, they aren't real. There isn't a someone.
It's strange. The thoughts I can get over, but the notion of a somebody, I still feel like a somebody, even in awareness. Still feels like I'm a somebody, even though it's not thought. even though it's awareness.
So what is it? You're saying it's not a thought.
Like
what is
pure
it?
awareness. It's awareness to self-knowing.
Sorry, you've lost me. You're saying that you feel like you are self-knowing.
Self-knowing awareness. Yeah.
That's who you feel you are, self-knowing awareness.
That's what I feel, sort of the bottom line. And but I feel as though I've got a hunch that I take people's word for it. Maybe it can go deeper than that. But
that's your experience. That you are self-knowing awareness.
Yes. Yeah. The thing that's aware of all thoughts is like an awareness that's just it's just like a watcher, just like sitting in a cinema and then everything is on the screen and it's all, you know, a bit of a drama or boring or romantic or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm in the chair watching in the dark at the back.
Yeah.
But I'm still this awareness, which sort of has a point, like a location.
Yeah, a reference point.
Mm.
How do you know that's who you are?
Again, that comes back to a sort of awareness, a more spacious awareness, like a space, I guess, surrounding that.
And that's who you feel you are, a space surrounding awareness.
Yes, like a space that's. I mean, if I didn't say I was awareness, what could I say I was? I mean,
I think we always want to have something to say we are. I think it provides us with a platform to say I am awareness, or I am the space around awareness, or I am this, I am that. I think not knowing who you are is frightening, not having something to identify with, whether it be awareness or the space around awareness.
so it would be fear that was separating me off from just simply not being anything at all.
I don't know. I wouldn't like to say that. I've only just met you, really. I don't want to say what's going on exactly.
Just on a loose sort of loose. I mean, not big deal fear or anything, but just in a simple sort of way that it could I
have no idea. I just from this experience, I can't say I'm awareness. I can't say what I am really.
I can go with that completely. Yes, There's no real need to say your awareness or anything.
I mean, whatever I say I am, like, it can't be true. That could only be an appearance. It could only be a thing, an appearance. Because to say you are something, even something subtle like awareness, means you're able to look at that and see that, to be able to say this is awareness. You'd have to have some kind of quality to be able to say you are something. So it's a total nakedness. A total being what you are. We're conditioned with all these labels, all these identities, ideas. And we get so used to that. And yet we long to be naked. We long for our innocence again. We long for that not knowing, that mystery again. And it isn't a mistake of the universe to create humans like this, where it's what happens to humans. We get identities, we get these things put onto us. But then this whole awakening is the undressing of all that, the seeing through of all that. And yet those things still have a part to play. We still play as if I'm a woman, you're a man, I am here, you are that. We play in this seeming duality, but it's a waking up to the natural reality, the true reality, that these labels, these seeming divisions aren't true. And it's only the mind that divides. It's a mental function to divide, to categorize and label. The experience isn't filtered through the mind. The experience is what the experience is. It's undefinable. We define to communicate. We label to describe, to express ourselves, to function. But it isn't the true reality.
Yeah, that's quite helpful. Right.
Yeah. Well, thank you for calling in. Is it Lofton? How you say your name?
It's Lawton, like Lorton.
Lawton. Oh, okay.
I just spell it like that, like because so many people mispronounce it. And you spelling it just Lorton.
Right. Sorry. Why do you use it like Laugton?
Oh, that's how my parents gave it to.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. But you normally spell it Lorton.
Just in work, I just started spelling it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and
yeah. I find it quite pleasant the way it's spelled. Like it brings a smile to my face.
Yeah,
Lofton.
I didn't want to disappoint you.
Yeah.
Making me laugh as well.
Yeah.
It's quite good actually.
Yeah, Lawton. Okay, Lawton. I remember that now. I think.
As long as people don't say Loughton, that drives me crazy.
Oh right.
Or Norton. People think I say Norton. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just so silent here anyway. I'm in the middle of Soho. It's just absolutely silent.
Oh well. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So peaceful. Yeah, it's really nice.
It's crazy because it's just like being on retreat.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. That's what I feel like. It's a retreat. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm really enjoying it.
It's very nice. Yeah. And even when anxiety comes up, it's like, well, there's anxiety.
Yeah. It's all welcome. It's all welcome.
I did like what you said there about just not trying to anything, not going into anything at all. I find that very helpful.
Oh, okay.
And I'll think about that. But
I'm not sure what's. Okay. Thank you for calling in. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we'll maybe be on Zoom next time anyway.
I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to. I don't know. We'll see. I might just.
But there's a free version anyway. I think for up to 20 people or something.
But it's less than an hour, so it wouldn't be free for an hour. So I'd have to pay for, which I don't mind paying for a month. But I don't know whether people would like to be on camera, and do I record it or not record it, or
maybe camera but don't record it.
Yeah.
But then it's on here, isn't it? I don't know difficult to say, isn't it? Because then you go down a different route.
Yeah. And then I lose all my free weekly streams. So it's like then I don't know what to do. I might just leave it as this for now. At least someone called in today, so I can, I don't know.
I'm glad I called in. I didn't just want to be a sort of a silent watcher. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a little bit unfair on you. You're giving out and then watching, but you know what I mean, not coming back.
Yeah, I wanted a bit more interaction with other people, so I wanted that on Zoom. But this has been nice to have someone actually call in, and maybe that would be enough to have a call now and again rather than all written questions. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes on here, and then if need be, I'll switch to Zoom. But it's
Okay, I'll over and out then.
All right.
Thank you, Rebekah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm still here.
Bye. Oh, that's nice. I've not had a call for like maybe, I don't know, a few months. So that was lovely to actually speak to someone. Oh, I've done it again. I always press that. So. So there's no written question, so we'll leave it at that one call, I think. No. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Lawton, for calling. So yeah, I'm back on next Thursday I'll stick to YouTube for now, and then we'll see. Yeah, so back next Thursday at 8:30, so you can join me then. Okay, thank you. Bye.